Sci-Fi Radio.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Good evening, everybody. It's Thursday night, another Docking Bay 94. You could be listening to us on sci-fi.radio. You could be watching us on Twitch or Facebook or YouTube. Gosh, we're just everywhere. Except we're not on Zoom, because Zoom is acting up tonight. And honestly...
Jeff is there now.
That's just rude. Alrighty. I am Sean Obi-Shawn Crosby.
I'm calling Kaylee Crosby because Jeff's not there yet.
And let's go get Jeff. Alright. Let's see. I had a Zoom thing open where I was.
Yeah, our document contained the wrong meeting link, so that's what is going on.
Old. Okay, I got the meeting link.
Oh, wait, shoot.
Let me go get the passcode.
So, I assigned Jeff to the meeting host and logged out. So, I might need to log back in if Jeff doesn't let you in.
Me in?
Right.
Right. Let's see here. Passcode. Here we go.
Watch it dump everybody when I try to log back in.
Technology. It's so cool.
Host, admit.
I'm about to join the meeting. It's... I can't wait. The suspense is killing me.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry for the foobar, everybody.
Well, it's not your fault. All right. Let me roll out that. Let's make sure that Jeff is actually...
Oh, there we go.
Oh, hey, I can hear you. Woohoo!
My volume wasn't working.
I
could
amongst
hear
other things.
Right.
I could hear absolutely nothing.
Stupid volume. Yeah, tilt your camera up.
Attempting.
Okay.
There we go.
Cut off the top of your head. Oh, and I should open the chat, shouldn't I? Let's get that going on.
Okay.
Obviously, we're so prepared for tonight's show.
So we've got Lori and we've got Kelly. And we've got Dawn, who says Rising Moons.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Kit. We've got the Lady 1066. We've got Eric. Yep. And we've got Talon Thorne. Howdy, everybody.
Great.
Woo!
I don't see any chat messages yet. I
can't help you.
Yeah, I know. I'm the one. Usually I get them all. Although, with the way things are going tonight, it would be really funny if...
It's probably there and you can't see it.
Right. Well, and I have the chat open. It just doesn't. It's not showing anything. So I'm going to the actual Restream site just to be sure. It's why all this is going nuts. It is Leap Day.
Okay.
Yes, that is exactly why.
So I mean, of course, things are just absolutely wacky. Hey, Vicky just showed up. There we go.
Yeah.
Now it's working. Now I'm happy. All is well.
Nothing's on. Nobody's on YouTube. So
nobody's on Ether?
YouTube.
Oh, YouTube.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know why I heard Ether.
YouTube doesn't count. So
I don't.
That's pretty funny. All right, I give Jeff a little more volume. Try to make
Thanks,
it
Vicky.
A little easier.
Thanks, Vicky. It's part of a pajama set.
Wait. You came to work in your pajamas. I mean, come on. What's up? Oh, let's see. You're not hearing us on sci-fi.radio. It does say we're on the air, and it does say we're broadcasting.
Oh, and Don says he's on YouTube and Twitch.
Ooh. Because he wants to watch us with a 5-second delay between screens.
Hiya,
Probably,
Pat.
or maybe he just went to one of them to check and see if we were there.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. If we're not, let me go look at sci-fi.radio real quick, and if we are not showing up there, then I will reboot the terrible software that I broadcast.
Not listening.
Oh yeah, that's not us.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Also, it's impossibly loud. Try it again. All right.
Yeah, this is true.
It's very catchy, whatever it is. All right, but it's not us. So.
Yeah, something
Apparently,
funny going on
YouTube
there.
has a bigger screen.
Oh, right on. Well,
I guess so.
So now we know.
yeah. I mean, if you can make it full screen. All right. I'm killing Mix.
You can like if you can go to the YouTube app on your TV too. It makes it even bigger.
Right.
Wow.
Scary as that might be.
Okay, that's weird.
All right, I'm leaving so I can go be. Did the sound stop?
No, I don't think so.
Weird. And now Jeff.
Oh,
Like I can't hear sound
yeah.
anymore.
Hang on. No, Jeff just.
I am able to digitize things in front of my face. It's amazing.
There we go. Okay.
Just like Tron.
Man, don't talk to me about Tron. I'm so mad right now about Tron. All right, hang on a
mad
second.
about Tron.
Before I get into that, let me do this. There we go. Let me boost the volume as we usually do.
Hey, Jamie. How's it going, Jamie? See you there.
Okay, and now I am connecting us again to sci-fi.radio. Let's see if that works.
Hey, it over now.
Go over to sci-fi.radio and hit play. We still have this weirdo music.
There's like a...
Oh, there we are. Hey.
There we go. Over now.
Go over to sci-fi. Woo, I hear ourselves. All right, so there we go. Restarting Mix apparently did the trick. Sorry if you were trying to listen to us and you didn't get us. Just for the sci-fi.radio people, it's Docking Bay 94. I'm Sean.
Hey, this is Jeff Donoho.
I'm calling Kaylee Crosby.
And yay, I think we're all set now. It's Leap Day. It's the 29th day of February, which means all bets are off. Like it's, some people believe in Friday the 13th. I think the Friday the 13th thing is bunk. But Leap Day, man, things go crazy on Leap Day.
Okay.
This is true.
We have to suffer through an extra day of the year.
So, how many leap days? Is this the first leap day that we actually had on the show?
That's a really good question, and I suppose
it might be
the easiest way to check that out.
That's not. Wait, how long has the show been going?
We have been going for. We're in our 12th year.
Oh yeah, I guess it's possible.
So we should have had potentially 3.
it changes. It changes every year to a different. It goes to a different day every so many years.
Yeah, but it hasn't been enough. We couldn't potentially have 3 because it is on a different day of the week every year.
Right, because it rotates around. Okay, what do we got? We did a school event in 2016 in Riverside. Trevor and myself were there. We did it for Minda. That was fun. I did an event same day for a little boy who had cancer. Let's see. 8 years ago. No, same year. We did not have a show, I guess, that year. And I'm scrolling through, and there are no shows that are showing up there, at least through video and stuff. So I don't know.
Aha! So I was correct. Oh, the first one.
The first one, what?
The first Leap Day show.
And we have no visit from Leap Day William.
Oh, give us some time.
Is there a Leap Day William?
You know what? Every year I bring up Leap Day William, and every year you say, "Who the heck is Leap Day William?"
Well,
as if you had never seen 30 Rock.
I guess he just didn't really make an impression on me. It's
Jim Carrey or it is sometimes Jim Carrey, and it is sometimes who played the guy who did everything, the Page on 30 Rock.
Oh, Kenneth.
Kenneth. It is sometimes Kenneth.
Yeah.
No idea.
He was Fix-It Felix.
Oh, okay.
Right. But he was also Leap Day William.
Oh, was he? Okay.
But also, I think Jim Carrey was as well.
Interesting.
Weird.
Jack McBrayer was the actor.
Yes.
But okay, well, right on. February 29th, 1800. Are they saying that this is the first leap day? It says that over this period from February 29th, 1800, it has fallen on a Thursday 13 times.
Oh, see, there you go.
Yeah. And it was actually an issue and a plot point in the Pirates of Penzance, because Frederick, who was taken by his nursemaid to be apprenticed to a pilot, one who steers a ship, she couldn't hear very well. She heard pirate, and she went and apprenticed him to a pirate. But the problem was his paperwork was so messed up. He wasn't to be released on his
when he turned 21.
Right, not his 21st year, his 21st birthday, and he was born on February 29th. And so when he's like, I'm 21, I get to leave, and they're like, no, you're 4. And that was a problem. So, yeah. Oops. Pretty funny stuff.
Yep.
Gilbert and Sullivan. Ha, 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 ha.
I like Pirates of Penzance.
Oh, it's cute.
It's a good show.
Well, Kevin Kline was amazing, and Linda Ronstadt was in perfect voice.
Christy McNichol.
No, that's the pirate movie. That's the different one.
Close enough.
That's the slapstick comedy incarnation where I think they even had lightsabers.
They probably did.
I think
we did Pirates
lightsabers.
of Penzance as Living Room the musical once.
We did, yeah.
That was fun.
Our friend Scott was doing Living Room the musical, where we all went. We took up parts and we sang. People came. It was a nice party, and I think I got to be the Pirate King.
I think you did.
Yeah. But because Scott wanted to be the Major General, because in high school, Scott was the Major General in our production in high school. So,
Well, we are. I heard Jeff say hi to Jamie, but I didn't hear whether he said hi to Vicky, Pat, and Kim.
Yeah.
So, and Laura and Chris are
did.
here.
Well, we can say multiple hellos to everybody. It's
Hello.
not gonna hurt,
Hello.
not gonna hurt
Hello.
anything, right?
I didn't see Kim there, but yeah, hey.
So let's talk about what we did. Let's talk about ourselves, because we never do that.
Yeah. Memories.
Sean and I bought a couch.
We did. I haven't taken any pictures of the couch.
Yeah, we got a fancy couch that reclines, and it was delivered last Friday, and
In a timely fashion, might I add.
7 in the morning.
Yeah.
We were the
Yay.
first place they stopped. So we got that, and then we had the old couch, and we donated it to a friend. And then I said, as she was picking up the couch, I said, well, it sounds like you don't have a lot of furniture. Do you need a big living room chair too? And so we ended up giving her a couch, a chair that's big enough for 1.5 people, and 2 footstools. So her living room is got lots of furniture, and ours is missing furniture now.
Right.
But
Gotcha.
Well, because you gave away more furniture, like on the fly. You're like,
I did.
do you want a chair too? And
Yeah.
I'm like, what now? And there went
Sorry.
the chair. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it was time.
I guess. I mean, I'll live with these things till they disintegrate. So if Colleen says it's time, it must be time.
Right. Well, the first couch, you didn't live with it till it disintegrated. You said it was time.
Well, it was breaking.
Yeah.
It was getting old. Although it's apparently still quite serviceable to the people we gave it to. They're still using it.
I am hoping
Okay.
to build a window seat where the chair was. And by build, I mean, fashion out of IKEA things.
Okay.
Okie dokie. So on Saturday,
Chase Lounge.
bright and early, we left for Dickens Fair in Riverside. And we got there not bright and early. We got there around 12:30.
Yeah.
And so they keep changing the location of this. It was in Winterfest, where they were in like a big hangar style building where they built a town, and that was like really amazing. And then they moved it to downtown
separate.
Riverside, and now it's in a museum that's like a meadow.
Yes, there were sheep. You could smell the sheep.
Yeah.
It was more fun than I thought it would be, so that was good.
Okay. Yeah.
It definitely seemed smaller than
Yeah, it was.
yeah. I'm
Well-
not sure where they did the fashion show.
Was there a fashion show?
There was supposed to be.
Oh, so I talked to one of the people from the park,
Maybe they did it on Sunday.
and
Oh, maybe.
this is interesting. Where are we?
I don't know.
What do you
Not in
mean?
this
Where
picture.
are we? Oh, you mean the pictures of us?
Here we
at
go.
the-
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. Usually, I'm like, we're usually in there. I'm like, where are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I talked to somebody who worked for the park district who also went and really liked it when it was in downtown by City Hall. She thought that was an amazing place to do it,
Yeah, it's much bigger space.
and less dirty and grassy and gophery
Yeah.
and so
There were a lot of holes.
yeah, it was. And if you were wearing period shoes, beware, because the grass would and the holes would eat your feet.
Yeah. So
But
well,
this woman from the park district was really excited that they had brought it to the park, and she thought it was working out pretty well. And but because of the date change, because it was canceled last year, and they sort of moved things around, and the location's different, and so a lot of people didn't want to come participate. But the people who did seem to be doing pretty well. We didn't have a terrible time parking, although a lot of people were leaving at the time we got there at noon. So people who got there early had apparently felt like they'd, run their course by noon. So it was
Well-
short for some people.
there wasn't there was as much to it compared to the last one. that
Right.
they
There were
Yeah.
fewer things to look at, and also everything was closer together.
Yeah. And
So-
way far less vendors booths.
Yeah, it was pretty.
There were way more booths and vendors in the other one.
It made
Yeah.
it feel so much like a Ren Fair because everything was
Yeah.
at an easy up.
It did.
Which was weird, and it smelled like a Ren Fair from the food that they were
Yeah.
offering, and the people who were barking for shows.
Yeah.
It just really had a fair kind of vibe. These are our friends in our Hate Fish group. This is our steampunk submarine, and a few people came and joined them a little later in the day. We
Nice.
just happened to catch them as they were sitting down to lunch, and they had just pretty much got there too. Took over a picnic table.
Yeah. I mean,
as-
we did see somebody walking around dressed in night garb and stuff. So
Oh, people were
All over the map.
steampunk and knights and Renaissance
Celtic
fair
and
and
There was one guy
Cowboys.
who
a
was
lot of bustles.
somebody was Ren Fair from the waist down and was Dickens from the waist up and had a
Yeah.
steampunk hat. It was all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this was our crowd, Colleen and myself and Sparrow and Jeff, and so we were all grubby except for Colleen. Colleen was in fine form. The rest of us being chimney sweeps, we were super grubby.
yeah, kind of dirty my pants up some more.
Yeah, my pants are not particularly dirty. They're just dark.
Yeah.
They're actually like a woven silk. They're really rough, so they have a good kind of period look to them. We ran into another sweep. That's him on the right. He was doing a much more historical
yes.
thing than we
Yeah.
were. We were more Disney, and he was.
Yeah.
He carried this big bundle around with him all day with his kind of authentic I don't know. His brush was made out of sticks.
It was crazy. Like, yeah, put an eye out with that.
And it was heavy. It was nuts. And we erred on the side of like using pipe cleaners because when we started this, it was in a really crowded environment. There was a fair. You can see the meadow behind us. It's like a pretty fair amount of space in that park. And
totally, yeah.
We walked all over the place. Colleen ran into a friend, and who was with our sweep.
Oh yeah. Hey Rosie. Yeah. Yeah, it was the first time we did the sweeps. I was at that Winterfest,
which was tight quarters.
Yeah, it was very tight and small and such, and
right. So we didn't want to hurt anybody.
Yeah,
and but, even when it was in the city, we still didn't want to be a problem. We did find the 3 chimneys that were on the property.
Yes,
there was one house with 3 chimneys. And so, of course, we saw to them. Colleen took some pictures for us, which was fun. So, and the chimneys were in like vastly different rooms. So this was sort of like the kitchen dining area.
Yes.
This was like the sitting area that led to the bedrooms. And I guess I didn't get the other. We must have skipped the one in the middle. The one in the middle was really dark. And so we're like, maybe we don't need it.
One of them had like something in the way. It like something in the way of the chimney itself inside or something.
Right. And there were tables in the way, and it was kind of weird. And so, it was a pretty nice thing. Not everybody was taking it very seriously. This appears to be Abraham Grogu.
Yeah.
Who's about 20. Years old. So I guess that works. Anyway, so that was kind of fun. But the stuff that you expected to find at a Ren Fair, you found here. The things, things for sale, and then some kind of period related stuff that was pretty good. So
yeah.
So I had fun, and
it was fun. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we'll do it again. I'm sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was fun. I hope that they draw more vendors and it gets a little bigger the next time if they do it at the same place or if they go back to the old place. But
yeah,
I assume since they weren't there this year, then next year will probably be the ranch a second time.
Whatever the shows were, we managed to miss most of them. We caught a bit of a naughty singing group that was like a Ren Fair group, and I think they were singing the regular songs they sang at Ren Fair.
Yep.
And then we saw a guy who did sideshow tricks, and like his whole goal was to be like the most disgusting guy at the event.
Yep.
He's like, I'm going to put this thing up my nose, and it's going to come out my mouth, and I'm going to stick a nail up my nose. And
it was really gross.
So,
I declined to watch. I was sort of looking another way.
Colleen hit her face.
Yeah. So, and he was actually one of the guys that plays a character at Knott's during the Ghost Town Live. Right. Yeah. He plays like a lawyer that just kind of steadily gets more drunk as the day goes on and gets more clothing as the day goes on. It's kind of odd.
He gets more clothing? Does he steal it from other people?
He usually starts out as in these like red long johns or whatever underneath the period long underwear.
Right.
And then throughout the day, it gets warm because he has other clothing on.
Weird.
But yeah, we did have Welsh cakes, Rose. At least Sparrow and I did. I don't know if you guys got Welsh cakes, but
we did have Welsh cakes.
Yeah, we had Welsh cakes and Scotch eggs, which were pretty good. Welsh cakes are sort of the easy bake oven cakes of their time.
They're kind of like a scone made in an easy bake oven.
Yeah, because they basically it was like from a time before baking, which I'm like, okay, you're gonna have to clarify that for us. And so they explain the whole process of doing it and whatever. Although in this case, what was really funny, the way they like made them and then packaged them to come to this event, is everything was packaged like a Hostess snack cake.
Yes.
And so, like, the Scotch eggs were like the cupcakes. They came in these little plastic cups to protect them and all that kind of stuff. And the Welsh cakes were very much like, sort of in a ding-dong kind of package. And it was kind of surreal. It's very, very, very strange.
Because they sell them at Ren fairs the same way, so.
Right. Did we buy anything but food?
I did.
What did you buy?
I bought a pair of gloves for a friend. I bought a hat pin because I had one hat pin and my hat was kind of sliding. And I bought some hairpins.
Mm.
One of which flew out of her hair and landed on my shoulder. That was weird.
No, that was bobby pin.
Was it bobby pin? Oh.
Yeah.
Sparrow got one of the teddy bears that were for the Dickens Festival teddy bear.
Oh, the mascot teddy bear? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And a magnifying glass. Little wooden-handled magnifying glass.
I recall Sparrow getting the magnifying glass.
Yeah.
I guess talking about the guy who worked at Ghost Fest sort of leads us to what our next day was, which was Western Day at Knott's Berry Farm.
Yep.
Now, if Dickens Fair was better than I thought it was going to be, Knott's...
Western Day was disappointing.
Yeah, and it wasn't that Knott's was disappointing, and we had fun with Jeff's family.
Yes.
The event itself, which I thought was going to be Old West Day, was not in fact Old West Day. It was just Western Day.
Yeah. Right. It might as well have been Country and Western Day.
Yeah.
It was really bizarre.
I think there were two people or maybe one person that was like Old West.
That wasn't us that was dressed as Old West?
Yeah, the guy who had the little bow tie and the string bow tie.
Yeah, he was nice.
And then everybody else was either there was one Western Barbie costume, and everybody else was wearing pretty much just a cowboy hat.
And when Colleen says
costume.
Western Barbie, she means like, hot pink skirt with fringe and that kind of stuff. Yeah,
that she bought out of a package that has that real thin material that's kind of weird. Yeah. Rose says it was wear a cowboy hat day.
Right.
And the cowboy hats weren't even, a lot of them were foam.
Yeah. And to be fair,
that's Jason,
so Rose, and I have a picture of Rose. She did a backwoods Barbie, and it was a joke, and she was having fun and playing with
better than.
And that was the thing. Is she
sort of
did like a Western thing, and then Barbied it up, which was kind of fun. I'm looking to see where if there are any pictures from the folks that organized this.
Yeah, I mean, there was just the large group picture, wherever that is.
Right, and that's what I'm looking for. I think.
Maybe you didn't get one of those.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to Jason's,
I didn't, and I found it. Okay, I found it. So I'll show you my pictures first, and then I'll show you their pictures. So we did find a new bounty hunter, who is Boba-Kit. And which I just tickled me for some inexplicable reason. Let's see. Well, let me go. There we go. These we went shopping. Of course, we did a lot of shopping, and these things, I would go nuts if I had to work in a shop that had these things. They had these little marionette puppets, and they were stomping on the shelves. And this is the first store I encountered them in. I did not realize they were selling the puppets. I thought it was some sort of weird display, but they're over in the corner going clack, 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 clack. And I imagine the poor shop people, I imagine that they hear that in their sleep. Yeah.
So Laura asked if the Ghost Town Alive cast were up for that. There were two people there, not necessarily Ghost Town Alive. I think these two are normally train robbers that were there that we saw. So
but they were wandering and mixing with the crowd. Yeah. This is David. David found his hero, Pigpen, and took some pictures. So that was very fun. It was very cute to see the Peanuts characters all around the park. They didn't have like a specific area that they really stuck to. They just moved them all over the place. And this was in the petting zoo area. There were little pigs and horses and things like that we were warned against. Colleen died. Sorry. It was a long day, and her feet hurt.
My corset hurt.
Right. Well, that's why she's upright.
Yeah.
Because, corset. This guy was inside, and, they did a fun little Pepper Ghost thing where he just, like, crossfaded into skeleton.
I didn't even see that when I looked in the window. I just
saw
him.
The guy?
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of fun. And, it's pretty good effect. It's not quite lined up right, but it's not bad. Of course, because they have not Scary Farm, they have an entire shop that's like all creepy crap, like all year round. And
celebrates it.
And so like there's a whole section of dead stuffed animals. Like everything here has a little skull face on it, which I thought was kind of cool. And it made me think of Trevor. So and then, the regular Boot Hill thing. There were very few jokes in their Boot Hill section, which was kind of weird. There was like a grave you could stand on that had a heartbeat you could feel through your feet.
Yeah.
That was not particularly well executed because you could see the round circle you were supposed to stand in.
Well, normally there's like dirt on top of it, so
right, there's something. It was just really bizarre.
It's uncovered. And
so this was like, Sam Andreas, so there was like the one joke in the whole thing. Colleen found the wall of jam, which was great. And I got to say that for the most part, we looked like we fit the entire environment, which, was great. So that was cool. The big train was super cool, but not working.
No,
I think that was
the
biggest bummer.
Yeah.
We knew before we went that was the case, but it was still kind of a drag.
Yeah. But, it was still there for pictures and stuff. And so, I think Colleen's unlikely to reprise this costume at Knott's. You really had a hard time in it.
It was my corset.
Yeah.
There's something wrong. I made a corset that I hadn't used anything from that company before, and it is not for my shape. It was just not for my shape. It was extremely painful.
That's true, because you put so much effort into that corset. You like finished it all off, and
it's very pretty.
You strengthened the seams. Yeah, it's really great. And in fact, we were in one of the stores. It was like the dress shop in Knott's, and the dress shop had a bunch of rolled up corsets and stuff in there that were like vintage corsets. And Colleen easily looked as well made as the vintage corsets.
Thank you.
It was pretty cool. Although we did joke that maybe she wanted to swap it out because she was in so much pain.
Yeah, it just for some reason in this particular corset the steel boning, spiral steel boning, ends right where my ribs are, right where my ribs end, and they were just jamming into my ribs. It was just, I need, for my shape and my build, I think I need only spiral steel that goes all the way to the bottom of the corset.
Right.
It was Rosie.
Yeah, this is so Rosie did like sort of a whole hillbilly costume, and then she wore the sash that said Backwoods Barbie, which of course is the Dolly Parton reference. And she looked great. She looked amazing. We were all playing with the Snapdragons, I'm sure, much to the regret of the groundspeople of Knott's Berry Farm. But yeah, she looked terrific. We tried to go on this ride, but it wasn't working.
Kelly asks if we bought boysenberry for everyone. We bought boysenberry jam and boysenberry syrup.
Yes. Yeah. I had boysenberry punch while we were there. Mostly we bought the cheap $1 cookies left over from Christmas that are a little chalky. We went on the mine car ride, which I thought was pretty good. I should have taken a picture of us in the mine car. Completely forgot. But, I remember, this sort of thing from like when I was a kid, And it's of course they upgraded it in like 2014, and there's now like 50 animatronics all through here of miners and stuff. I mean, they really sort of upped their game on it.
Yeah,
but
they changed them from being just dummies that kind of moved to the animatronics.
Yeah, but it's an hour wait for this thing. It was like really bad. But some of the roller coasters looked pretty impressive, although we just didn't do them. Which was fun, and everything looks like suitably creepy at night, and of course the giant chicken.
Yes, giant chicken at the chicken. This is not chicken.
Right, and so let me see here. I will throw this at you.
Group thing. Yeah, there's the massive group picture.
Yeah. And so you kind of see how everybody is. We're in there on the right-hand side, looking pretty legit. But it was not what we expected, because we expected something more like Life Day. And I don't know if we told you there, Jeff. I think we did. We were like, this is what Jeff really wanted to come to. We should have waited for like Ghost Town Alive, which was really funny. And to which you said, no, it wasn't like this last year.
So yeah, the last time there were more crafts and things to do, and it wasn't just take a photo and go on a ride. There was other meet up and stuff and do things.
Yeah,
this ended up just being, let's take a photo here, go on the mine ride.
And then they didn't go on the mine ride either. Line's too long. Let's just go back to the bar.
Yeah. No, they went on the mine ride, or some of them did.
I think they eventually did. Jason
didn't, but he put everybody else on the mine ride and then he left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of is a bummer, Not as.
Oh yeah, I guess some of they eventually went on the mine ride. So.
Yeah.
Oh, he did go on it.
Yeah, he's in the front there. That one.
But
so they made it.
Anyway, so these are the guys who organized it. But the thing that was a little weird for me was that it was a lot like, because one of the guys who stopped me was like, "Oh, how long have you been following these guys on Facebook?" And I'm like, "I've actually been friends with them for like 20 years."
Yeah.
And so many people there were just like Facebook followers, and that's what seemed to be the focus of everything. So it was weird. I didn't quite get it. And so, I mean, I suppose we could have hung around with everybody and gone to the restaurants and done that kind of thing. But it just seemed kind of strange.
Yeah.
Oh, here's us. This was our group shot of all this. And I'm like, turn the camera sideways. Turn the camera sideways. But anyway, so we did go to the event, but it actually kind of got us thinking where we need to do sort of like a, Western Roundup Day of our own. It's like maybe a little more structured, maybe some things to do, kind of like 1955 Day that we did at Disneyland or something, or we could find a place and hang out and sing cowboy songs if we wanted to. Or there's got to be something to do.
Yeah, scavenger hunt and stuff. And
where we don't tread on the stuff that they're doing, because we don't want to take over their event or anything.
I think Western Day is really just like, other than coming to see meet Jason and such, but it was more. It's like, like everyone there was like, I'm coming and I'm participating and I'm just cowboyish.
I just felt like something more should have happened, and I feel like so Don and some of the other folks from like the Disnerds group, they went to Western Day on its original day.
Yeah,
it got canceled because of weather, and they went anyway. And
impending rain that didn't really rain.
Yeah, and they dressed for it, and they probably had a better time. At least, just in terms of like entertaining themselves. And so, I really feel like we need to plan something that's just hey, at this, here's the schedule. We're going to do these things, drop in and out for any of them that you want to do. But if you want to like take over this ride, or you want to, go to this restaurant and, whatever you want to do. And I just think that would be kind of fun. And we'd had a couple of ideas before we left the park. And like I said, we're not like taking over these guys' event. We're not supplanting it. I just think we could do an event that's different and more towards what we like for fun. Because like I was expecting something more like Life Day, where people get together. And yes, it's good to see everybody, and that's really cool. But maybe you like kind of have a schedule and you do some things. And this was too fluid for me, I think. So.
Yeah. I'm wondering if Don is going to. He's going on Sunday, and I wonder if that's for the Skydance on. If that's for the Halloween Haunt reunion, as it were, for the year. I think that's just a Sunday.
Oh, I don't know.
Like March Madness, I think they're calling it.
I got an invite to the event, and I didn't see. I'm looking to see if the if that invite is like over here or not. Yeah. But yeah, it's like. I saw like a Western Day event.
Oh, another Western Day, another one?
It's not really Western Day. But they're going in Western clothes. But I don't even know what it's called. I can't find it in my events.
Yeah, I don't know. There's an event coming up. There's an event, I think it's Saturday or Sunday. I think it's Sunday. It's called March Madness, and I don't know why they're calling it that, but it's like a reunion for people that worked Haunt.
That's cool.
So they're not. There's no cowboyness to it. It's just meet there and take a picture or whatever. Yeah, it's the Rosie knows the group, the Knots Network folks. I think the ones kind of spearheaded it, but But I don't think I'm going to go because it was really kind of boring last time I went. It was like, hey, big meetup for a photo. Okay, no one can see you. Bye bye.
Right.
There's so many people.
Well, and that's the thing that's always a bummer, is that if you get too many people there, like we had to forego one of our group photos that we always take at Life Day because there were just too many people. We couldn't get back far enough to get everybody in it. So we're like, and then we had trouble with the carols. It just got too big, and part of it was the reservation problem where people all went on one day because they couldn't get reservations for the second day, because we do it over 2 days. We try to split it up, and we couldn't split it up, and we just it was just too much, too much.
So I mean, like, and then just like Sunday we did all that. Then I went home and dropped off Sparrow because she wasn't feeling well, and came back and met you guys again.
Right.
Yeah. And it's
we
like,
rode on the mine train ride and then had dinner.
I like how I like Knots at night as well. Not daytime is fun, but like it has a totally different feeling to it when it's nighttime there. Kind of neat. It's really neat.
Yeah, and it's really interesting to see how it's changed. And so we got passes to Knots. We got the low level passes so we can go back. And it'll be interesting to go and explore Knots, because we used to go there a lot as a kid. Yeah. When I was a kid, I feel like my parents may have even liked it more than Disneyland. And we went to Disneyland like twice a year. We went to Knots a lot.
Man, you went to way more amusement parks than I did.
We also went to Sovine.
It's a long drive.
And we had to go to Palm Springs, and they liked to go places, but the problem is that it wasn't like a thing. We didn't always go to places like where kids had anything to do. So like we would go to Palm Springs and the kids would be bored out of their minds.
There's swimming pools there.
There are, but you can only spend a few hours in a swimming pool before you're bored.
No.
Yeah, gotcha. Really. I speak from experience.
I speak from experience that you can spend all day in a swimming pool and not get bored.
Yeah, but when you got a whole bunch of really cranky old people in Palm Springs going, "This is our stop splashing," and blah, 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 blah. It's like, it takes the fun out of it. So yeah, but yeah, we used to go to Knott's on a fairly regular. We almost never went to Universal. We went like once in a great while, and we almost never went to Magic Mountain. I went to Magic Mountain in my high school years way more than I ever did as a kid.
Yeah.
So
let's see here.
But yeah, it'll be interesting. We'll report as we go. And I did find the picture of the group meetup that's coming up and that they're doing this weekend. And I think that they made a pretty legitimate attempt here to, get all Western. So there's one couple in there, it's just in shorts, but everybody else kind of put something together, and I think they look pretty great. So
cool.
It's I appreciate the effort. It was less so this weekend. So.
Alrighty, so Jeff, you did something having to do with ducks?
Yeah, it was actually at work. I went to work, and then one of the days is like day before yesterday, and I had to go down to the post office and drop stuff off. But what happened was before I went anywhere, I had gone to the front of the building, and our president was pointing whatever, and I'm looking at through the front of our building is like it's glass, so you can see through the glass, and there were ducks, a mama duck and her little babies, right outside the door, and the mama was picking at the wall with the glass. So I'm like, oh, I figured they were just going to get somebody to come out, like animal control or something, or whatever the hell it is, to come out and do something. But no, they couldn't get any organization really to come out and help the ducks, move them somewhere safe.
Poor ducks.
So yeah, I went off to the post office and came back to see what was going on, if they succeeded, and that's when I found that out. And I ended up taking helping them. I think there were about 6 of us ended up doing this, like myself, the president and vice president of the company, and then like at least three other people from some other company in our center, and we helped the ducks go leave the building, actually go across the street. We actually blocked traffic, and then we blocked traffic and escorted the ducks to this creek that was on the other side. And it was a difficult thing, because I had to do, like, I had my arms out, and I was like sort of staying about, like, I don't know, 6 feet away from them, and getting closer here and there to try to invisibly move them, like, usher them to certain directions, which eventually did work, and we got them. But like the baby ducks, for the most part, all but 2 of them got under this fence thing and onto the side, and then the mom duck wasn't able to get there, so we had to like usher her around the other to where a gate was that led like a gate for like the city that was open just enough for the duck to get through with the other 2. And meanwhile, the other ducks, the baby ducks, had gone all the way down to this other end. So like, the creek is mostly like a bunch of rocks piled on either side, probably cemented in, but piled on either side. But up at the end that they had gone to is right where it would start to go under the street. So that's where it was just sort of a just concrete, like a concrete slope on either side. So those little ducklings were over there, and they started like, one after another, they were falling down this thing, sliding out down to the thing, and ending up in the bushes or shrubs. And we're like, oh no! Like, they were like, it's a huge freaking drop, but they're like, boing, they're fine. And then the mom takes the little ducks and the two other ducks, and they go in through the gate, and they just slide down the dirt and stuff, and the babies are bouncing around everywhere, flying everywhere, or whatever, because they're, you know, but they're all fine, and they get down there, and they eventually finally reunite with each other. So,
Well, that sounds fun.
yeah,
Small animals are quite resilient. And
Yeah.
it's always kind of good because we're always worried about them because they're tiny. And then they're like,
Yeah.
whatever.
yeah. So if I find the photo, which I know I have it here somewhere, I'll give it to you. You can post it. There's like at least one where I'm sitting there trying to usher the ducks around.
Herd ducks. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Jeff, you want to jump in with some Star Wars talk?
Star Wars talk.
Star Wars. Sure. Let's see. Open that up. The first thing is the birthdays. So, come on, mouse, quit. There you go. February 28th, 1932 is when Don Franks was born. And then someone voiced a bunch of the characters in the including Boba in the holiday special. So the Nelvana cartoon, he did a bunch of voices and Boba apparently in there.
Cool.
And then of course, 191 other credits.
Yeah, I mean,
so
he was insanely busy. He was in the heavy metal movie.
Oh, totally.
As a voice, he did Johnny Mnemonic, and like he worked right up until the time he passed away. Just this absolutely huge level of thing. Although, some of the stuff that they credit him in is like he's known for doing like My Bloody Valentine in 1981. I'm like, really? He didn't have anything better than that? But yeah, I mean, the guy just worked and worked and worked, and that's pretty cool. And I'm trying to scroll back through his IMDb to the start of his career, which was when he was about 20, and in a lot of westerns and stuff, but nothing that you go, oh my God, the first credit I can find that you go, oh cool, is like the Wild Wild West. And so he was in the Wild Wild West, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., and he was in the 1968 Fithian's Rainbow movie, if you like, you're a musical person.
Okay.
And he actually had a role on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. He was Mr. Anybody for 13 episodes, which is cool. But yeah, so of course, if you go on Disney Plus and you load up The Story of the Faithful Wookiee, you'll hear him as Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Which is pretty darn cool.
Yeah, man, what a career this guy had.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's insane. Next up, we have February 25th, 1938. That's when Malcolm Tierney was born. He played Sean Chilson in A New Hope. You're the one who comes up and says, "Where are you taking this thing?" That guy.
Oh, really? Okay, because I'm sitting here going, like, who the hell was that?
Yeah.
It's like,
well, where are you bringing this thing? Whatever the words were, but yeah.
He's the guy he looks like Rutger Hauer.
Kind of, sort of,
in the movie, because every time I see him, I'm
yeah.
like, what's Rutger Hauer doing in this movie?
Yeah. And of course, him as well. 91 credits. A whole lot of stuff.
Sweet.
Heck, Midsummer Murders. I know who isn't that. That's cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that's okay. And then, lastly,
and the Saint, the movie The Saint, with Val Kilmer.
Oops. Yeah.
And Braveheart. Well, he did a bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah. February 28th, 1940 is when I'll say Bakey because I'm not sure how you pronounce it, was born. He did inking and penciling and coloring in Star Wars Empire's End comics.
Was that Dark Horse?
I think so. And then, he worked on a ton of other stuff with, Alan Moore and whatnot, and, 2000 AD and whatnot.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then that's it for those. Then I have the actual other history parts. We have February 23rd, 1980. That's when Mark Hamill starred on The Muppet Show with his cousin Luke Skywalker.
Right, with his cousin Luke Skywalker. And R2-D2 and Chewbacca.
Yes. And 3PO. Yes.
And Darth Nerder.
Yes. February 28th, 1999 is when X-Wing Alliance was released for PCs and whatnot.
Back when Star Wars games were good. Man, there's a lot of vitriol flying around right now about Star Wars games, and we'll get into more of it a little bit later, but so many people are like, I miss the good old days of LucasArts, forgetting that like even LucasArts had the occasional dog. So
yeah.
But X-Wing Alliance was a top-notch flight sim, and you could fly any ship in the Star Wars universe. And I think the X-Wing Alliance was the one that they introduced the Millennium Falcon into, where you could finally fly the Falcon.
Neato key, man. And the last one is February 29th, the year 2000. I included it because it's the leap year. The Phantom Menace paperback was released.
Now, that was written by Terry Brooks, who was the guy who did, like, you know,
the Elves of Shannara,
the Shannara Chronicles and stuff like that. Really kind of interesting that he took on a Star Wars book. I read it, but I don't remember much about it. I don't remember it like sticking with me, right? And me going, oh man, that was well written. So obviously, like, made not much of an impression on me.
Okay. And so I also I found those two pictures, so I put them in their Facebook chat for us.
Oh,
so you
okay.
Can see the two.
Allow me to go find that.
The duck herder. Ow! Oh, ouch!
Jeff Donoho.
I rage myself because it's right.
Duck Whisperer. Let's see here. Here we go. There's the ducks. Uh-oh. See this picture is full of suspense because duck, road, truck, giant truck in the background. So that's
yes.
Oncoming truck.
Right, oncoming truck. It's in the other lane, but still.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, but it looks like you're herding them into the path of the truck.
Into the path of the truck. Not that one. There we go. There's the other duck.
Doesn't it, though?
Tiny ducks.
That's not it. And there's the little ducks when they got all reunited down the bottom.
Yeah. Baby ducks.
Yeah. No duck was eaten that day.
Stop the hour.
Well, I guess I should remind all y'all that you are listening to sci-fi.radio, sci-fi for your Wi-Fi. That's a URL. Just type in sci-fi, put the dot there, and do radio, and it will take you straight there. You can also listen to us on Alexa and a bunch of other things like that. I think TuneIn. I think we're back on TuneIn now. We've made a whole bunch of changes to the station. We are being streamlined by station manager Gene, and so as he does that, we've had some growing pains. So if there's a way you normally listen, then it might not be the case. We have somebody listening in Georgetown, Malaysia. Malaysia is notable because Mattel makes a lot of Barbie stuff there. Heiligenhaus in Deutschland in Germany, and a whole bunch of people in North America. So we're glad that all y'all are tuning in. You could be watching us on Facebook on my page, and I think the sci-fi.radio page. You could be watching us on Twitch or on YouTube. If there's a way for you to like it or say hi or do subscribe or do whatever, do it. Let us know that you swung by and you hung out with us. And of course, we've got all you guys over on chat, and we're lurking and watching. I'm Sean Obi-Shawn Crosby.
This is just Donoho.
I'm Colleen Kaylee Crosby.
And thanks for hanging out with us tonight. It's a leap day, so things are wonky.
Yeah.
It's a technical term.
Hi, David. David's on here now.
The Rise and Fall of the Galactic Empire is out on July 9th.
Woo.
Is it a book?
I don't.
Let's see.
I don't really know.
It is.
It looks like a book.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a DK Press book.
Yeah.
The Opportunity to Focus on the Workaday Empire.
I don't need to.
To know about the Workaday Empire?
I do not need to.
10 a.m. Torture subversives. 11 a.m.
Be a fascist.
12 a.m. 12 p.m. Have some hardtack.
I mean, you got to work up to it,
Right, it's
right.
Starts slow.
Upcoming Mando movie will be the first Star Wars flick filmed entirely in California.
Tax breaks.
That,
Yep.
and just to say, it'll be the first Star Wars movie filmed entirely in California because some of the Star Wars TV shows have been filmed entirely in California.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yep.
some of them, of course, have not been. Like Andor was done on foreign shores, and
Right.
Yeah.
But Mandalorian was all done here. They didn't go anywhere
Yeah.
fancy for that.
Parts of Return of the Jedi were filmed here, but not all of them.
Right,
Not all
that's
of
true. They were out in the desert in Death Valley, and Star Wars also. They shot some of the Jawa stuff over there in Death Valley for Episode 4.
Yep.
Now,
Out by Sequoia.
It does tell us though that they are no longer spending the kind of money that they used to spend to actually go into space to shoot. When shoot all the dogfights and stuff on location. So I mean, Disney's really cutting back
I know,
from what they've done in the past. Filmed on location in space. Yeah, it's kind of nuts. So this is hot on the heels of an announcement that happened. I don't know if it's on our list or not, but other places, Georgia in the United States for one, and England for two, and other places are adding sound stages like nobody's business. Just more and more and more square footage of movie making space. And so Los Angeles, Hollywood, the entertainment capital of the world, whatever you want to call it, is like third now or something, because we're like Universal Studios is knocking down production space to put theme park stuff in. Warner Brothers and Sony have also gotten rid of a lot of spaces in order to do more, offices and things, and less film production space. So we're losing square footage as other places are gaining it. But keeping Disney here with a big old tax break and keeping the production here is great. So apparently it's something like $22 million worth of tax credits on a movie that's probably going to cost $150 to $200 million.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's, not chump change.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool. So, but Captain Marvel got $20 million to stay in California. And there's a $20 million break that Quentin Tarantino's final film is supposed to receive. We don't know what that final film is. Quentin Tarantino's funny, in case you didn't know. He said he's only going to direct 10 films and then retire.
Yeah.
So film number 10 is the outstanding one. So it's the one that's left. And so we'll have to see how it goes. But they also think that, Mandalorian's going to generate a lot of stuff for the local community, which is great after the strikes and things, because everything's hurting. Between COVID and the strikes, every entertainment sector is hurting badly, and most businesses are hurting badly, but entertainment in particular, which is like the bread and butter of where we live.
Our final Star Wars story for the evening is Amandla, which is not a typo, Amandla Stenberg, talks new details of the Acolyte. Now, the Acolyte is a Star Wars show that's coming up that is set in the Star Wars High Republic era, approximately 100 years before Star Wars Episode 1. And Amanda Stenberg is playing a former Padawan. And interestingly, there is a photo of her in costume, presumably, at Star Wars Celebration. Although maybe she's just
she's dressed
cosplaying.
She's dressed as Padme.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's wearing Padme's costume.
So when I first saw this photo, I thought, why is she wearing the same clothes that they're wearing 100 years later? Nobody does that.
Yeah, nobody does that. What the heck?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Again,
you can relax. She's just cosplaying.
I said
Padme.
corrected.
Right, and so Amanda Stenberg is the star of the show, so it's all on her shoulders, and she's got a few things. You would know her if you were a Hunger Games fan as Rue, as the girl Rue.
She was Rue?
Yes.
Aw.
So Rue is all grown up, and now she's heading up her own Star Wars thing, which is pretty cool. And she hasn't been a slouch. She was Margot Kess and Spider-Bite for Across the Spider-Verse. And she's been doing some music and stuff and some music videos. And so, she's getting more and more experience under her belt. She did the Sleepy Hollow TV series, 4 episodes of that, and things.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But so the stuff that's coming out from Star Wars is really wide ranging, like across the time period, the timeline of Star Wars. It's all over the place, and I'm wondering if like this is a conscious plan that's like, oh, let's try a bunch of different things, or if it's like, let's just see what sticks, and if something sticks, we'll keep going with it. Because we haven't really seen anything from the High Republic. We've had books and comics and stuff, but we haven't seen filmed entertainment yet for the High Republic. And
no, not as yet. No.
But we still have a couple people who could still be around. Chewbacca could still be around. Yoda is definitely still around. We've got some people who could enter into that. But so it's an 8-episode show, and we'll see what they can accomplish in 8 episodes. But I mean, she just said she had fun. It was like a lot of work, but it was fun.
Yeah.
She's not like giving us any details.
No, it was something like the what was it? Not the high point, but like a renaissance for the Jedi. Like there's so many Jedi, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I mean, there were supposed to be like 10,000 Jedi across the universe and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's like, but it's like acolyte, so that means that acolyte usually means Sith acolyte. So like maybe she's going to be the bad guy on the show.
Well, yeah, I mean they haven't said.
Yeah, that's my guess.
The producer and the writer of the show is Leslie Headland, and she's got a whole bunch of stuff I haven't even seen. So she did Single Drunk Female and Russian Doll, and I don't even know like enough to look at her and go, oh my gosh, she's doing this. This is going to be awesome. So it's kind of interesting. I think we're all kind of going in blind.
So moving on to theme parks. Mm-hmm. Here in California, dinosaurs were seen flying over Legoland.
Yes.
They're creating a new Dino Valley in Legoland in Carlsbad, and they had to fly the dinosaurs in.
By helicopter.
Yeah, there was a picture, but this page
This article does not have the picture.
There was a picture for like a half a second.
Oh, really?
But there are so many ads on this page that I know it's
really brutal.
It's like the thumbnail,
It's the San Diego
local paper.
Yeah, the only thing.
Oh, it's the Fox channel.
Right.
For
Okay, wait. I have video that I can show.
Oh, cool.
So let's Let's do
Oh,
that.
there it is.
I wonder where they're sticking it, like where the dinosaur is.
Well, let's see if we can figure it out. I will run this video. We know Legoland pretty well.
Yeah.
So let's see.
There were, they included a purple Dilophosaurus weighing 164 pounds and a yellow Dilophosaurus that took 450 hours to build. Dino Valley's largest Lego model, an 11-foot Tyrannosaurus Rex, will be in one of 3 rides.
It looks like. Are you kidding me? Stupid freaking.
I love that they had crates for Legos that look like Legos.
I was gonna try to pause this, but too many advertisements.
Yeah.
I can't. I think it is behind. And let me get back to this before I.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. I think it's behind Safety City.
That could be.
There's a big theater. I think the firehouse is down there on the right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Let me see if I can.
You can't see the little car thing. Yeah.
Let me get rid of that. Yeah. So it looks like it's over by Safety City. I feel like that's the theater we used to change in.
Could be.
When they had us changing in the theater and stuff. So, yeah, kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But it'll be Legoland is trying to stay pretty current, and they lost all of their Star Wars stuff, which I think is due to Disney. They took out Miniland, and they don't have the Star Wars days that we got to go participate in anymore.
Boo.
It makes me sad. It was so much fun, and I feel like Legoland is sufficiently far away from Disneyland that it shouldn't be an issue that they each have a little bit of Star Wars. I mean, because what compares to Galaxy's Edge, right?
I know. You're just going to look at little miniatures of stuff from Star Wars and Lego, and then maybe a Lego Star Wars character, but really a comparison to the two. I mean, it's still pretty neat because we would go there and we'd take pictures of people and stuff there to have fun. But
yeah, see, I always thought that there was like a 50-mile radius, and if you were like within 50 miles, and they're like, oh, you can't do this other thing. Legoland is way down the coast. It's 66 miles away.
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be more to it than that. I mean, there's got to be another reason why.
Well, I mean, it is a competing entertainment company. Legoland's run by Wizard Entertainment, and I think that's probably just the case. They don't want anyone else to make any money off their properties.
Dawn asks if Sean ever finished the Lego A-Wing.
I didn't, Dawn. I've had a whole bunch of other projects that keep coming up, and right now I have a project that I keep pushing and pushing and pushing because the weather sucks that I'm trying to get done. It's completely on my list, and in fact I don't even know if it's over here where I put it, but I got a camera to use to put, because when I had started doing it, I was doing it on camera on Twitch, and so the first couple of bags of parts I did there, and I got a camera. Honestly, it looks like one of the Voight conf tests from Blade Runner, and I got that specifically to work on that kind of stuff. And I totally have to get back to it, and I feel bad about it. But I'm still trying to get this video shot for this YouTube channel that asked me to do it for my car, and we've had rain. I've been working on video games the past couple weeks. There's always something. Yeah. So it sucks.
Hey there, Matt. Mr. Matthew Tillard is watching us on YouTube.
Hey, right on.
Groovy. Okay, moving on with theme parks. Disney World has Women's History Foods. They're doing this is Women's History Month, I guess, in March maybe. And so Disney World is the only park that they're showing celebrating it. And the reason why I bring it up is because the first item on their list is a milkshake with cinnamon buns stuck to the side of it, a la Princess Leia.
It's cute, definitely. Is Women's History Month the same month as Black History Month?
No, Black History Month is February.
Oh, I thought it was March for some reason. But no, you're right, because we were in the mall and we saw the big MLK thing in the mall.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is called the Princess of Alderaan shake. It's a salted caramel shake topped with whipped cream, edible glitter, and mini cinnamon rolls. You know, the edible glitter makes me want to cry, and is so perfect.
Well, and it's assaulted, which is, pretty sad for the princess. I mean, is that really what you want to do for Women's History Month? Is lead with that?
Boo. And that's available at the Dockside Diner in Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, it looks like there's all sorts of drinks. There's a Moana one over here.
Moana one.
It's it's the Moana milkshake. It's orange cream, and I would be all over that.
But they don't have it here.
I know. What? What?
You know what I found out this week? That at Ronto Roasters in Disney World, they have a fruit cup.
They do.
They don't have one here.
Huh.
Boo.
Boo.
I'm just kind of looking at some of these pictures.
But we get all the cool stuff.
Right.
Well, we get Life Day. They
Yeah.
do not get Life Day.
Oh,
so.
somebody will do Life Day, I'm sure.
Eventually over there, who knows?
Wow, it's a Madame Leota cupcake. Is that what we got going on there?
Oh, looks like.
There's like a Tiana thing. What do we got? Tiana's famous beignets. Tiana's Chantilly cake, which is the vanilla chiffon cake. And which they list twice for some reason.
Madame Leota cupcake is a chocolate cherry cupcake filled with blackberry cream topped with cherry buttercream and a Madame Leota chocolate piece. I would eat that.
Yeah, I would totally eat that.
The reason why Tiana's Chantilly cake is listed twice is it's 2 locations. Yeah.
All right, there's our Princess Leia shake. At Disney's Hollywood Studios at the Dockside Diner, which is interesting. Don't you think it should be, somewhere near Star Tours or something?
I don't know.
Hollywood Studios.
Snow White, Star Tours.
Well, that's where their Galaxy's Edge is, right? So maybe it's just outside Galaxy's Edge.
Maybe. The Dockside Diner sounds like it's around the lake. This boba-looking thing on the left is the Bell Cup of Enchantment. Don't be thinking it's not enchanted. It's a cup full of it. The kitchen sink sundae, which this is a mini version. There's usually a Mickey version of the kitchen sink sundae, and so this one has mini skirts on it. Get it? Mini skirts?
Very cute.
Yeah, some of this food looks good. Tinga de pork.
Where is the Dockside Diner?
Oh my goodness.
Beer,
beef, pork,
pomegranate.
We don't have months where, it's true, Gregor. We don't.
So let's move on to the next theme park thing.
You got it.
Oh, what is that?
Which one?
The cup with the mashed
weird
potatoes in it, or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's
Is it a creme brulee or something? Can't tell. Right?
No. It's like mashed potatoes. I'm trying to find it.
Okay, that. Oh, okay. That. Yeah.
Gelato and espresso. Where is I can't see where the write-up is.
I don't either.
It's like there's a picture here, but it's not written up. It just has this my salad.
It doesn't look like tequila at all.
No, right?
Odd.
Got me.
Whatever. So in Japan, at Disney Sea, Fantasy Springs is opening in June, and there was a fly-through sneak peek where they melded together drone footage with animation. So it's kind of fun.
Interesting.
It showed the outside of many of the rides, but not much of the inside.
Right, which is always a problem. Here, let me...
and some of the things still have scaffolding up on it, so that's interesting, too.
Let me get this for you. Are you kidding me?
Yes, I am.
No, it did very weird things as I tried to open it.
Eric says Fantasy Springs looks amazing, and I'm going to have to agree with that.
Well, and so when we went to Disney, part of the reason that we were going was Fantasy Springs related because our friend worked on it. And there was a whole bunch of stuff we wanted to see, but mostly it was just scaffolding, and they just didn't have much going on yet. They were well behind schedule. And, but the way that Tokyo Disneyland and Disney Sea work is like every area they have is like really big. And so some of these things are pretty amazing. And so like Captain Hook's pirate ship is going in, Skull Rock is there, and they're doing so many different things. And of course, one of them is Arendelle that they're bringing in. Here, let me scrub through here a little bit. How about make you guys a little nauseous here? There's a lot of Peter Pan that seems to be done. Is this Arendelle? What are we looking at here? The Snuggly Duckling.
That's Tangled.
That's Tangled. Okay,
yeah.
So this is Rapunzel's.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. See, this looks like a fun place to hang out. I would go have a drink there.
I wonder if when they're doing animated movies at Disney now, they have some things that their writers have to include. Like you have to include a type of place where we could have people eat.
Right.
Like if they have to include things that'll work out for the theme parks.
Yeah, I don't know. Or if it's just like coincidental, it's like, our wandering heroine comes upon a pub,
So I have just looked up where the Dockside Diner is, and it is not the farthest point from Galaxy's Edge, but it's pretty far.
See, and that's what I thought. And I didn't even think it was close to Star Tours, because I thought maybe they should put it somewhere near Star Tours, right?
I have to find Star Tours now. I don't know where Star Tours is either. But you've still got video to go there, although it's not great for the people on the radio.
No, it's not. They're just showing some clips from Frozen and that kind of thing, and they're comparing the artwork that they're putting up on the walls to the artwork that you see in Frozen and in Tangled and in things like that. So
yeah,
I mean, it looks pretty amazing. It's going to be pretty cool, and I'm sorry that this stuff wasn't open when we went, because I don't know when we're going to get back there. So, but it looks super cool.
But I would go back there. Definitely. Sean, you want to take the rest in peace section?
The Ladia 1066 is losing electricity. Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh.
Bye. Be safe.
Thanks.
That sounds scary. At the age of 49, we lost Kenneth Mitchell. He is known for being in Star Trek and such, and stuff I can't read because it's apparently a New York Times article. We lost Chris Gauthier, who played Smee in Once Upon a Time at the age of 48. He was also Vincent, the guy who ran the coffee shop in Eureka. He was the guy who always knew what you needed and what you wanted, and he was just really cool. He was on Smallville. He was in Supernatural. Once Upon a Time, as mentioned before, did all sorts of stuff. And 48 is really sudden. He got sick. He had a short illness, and he passed away really quickly. At the age of 97, we lost Ramona Fredon. She was an artist for Aquaman and co-created Aqualad and Metamorpho. And her art dealer announced her passing. It's very, very strange. Catskill Comics. But as far as being a woman in a man's world of comics, she was blazing trails. She was one of only 2 women drawing comics in the 1950s. Marie Severin was the other one who worked for EC and Marvel. But she worked on the Super Friends comics in the 70s. Brenda Starr, after Dale Messick retired, she did all sorts of stuff, which was pretty great. So if you're a comic fan, she's and you're a woman working in comics, oh my God, she did so much for you. McKenna Anthony Sinise, musician and son of Gary Sinise, died at the age of 33. I think he played with his dad in the Lieutenant Dan band. He had a cancer called chordoma, and he passed away very, very recently. Like David Bowie did, he worked at making a final album before he passed, and that was his whole focus. And the album went to press, and then he passed away. This happened back in January, so it's been quite a while. But they're just now getting around to sort of making that news public after the family has had time to sit with it. Kat Janis passed away at the age of 31. She's a singer. She also had cancer. Her best-known song is Dance Out of My Head, which went viral after they announced that all the proceeds would go to her 7-year-old son and to support him. But, man, cancer I hate cancer so much. It's just so frustrating. On a personal note, we've lost so many people in the past few weeks to cancer and things like that. And it's just been super, super, super crappy. And then the one that was announced just a day ago, comedian Richard Lewis passed away at the age of 76. He's been best known of late for being in Curb Your Enthusiasm, which he starred in alongside Larry David for years and years and years and years and years. He and Larry David, went to the same school, and they lived in the same area, and they absolutely hated each other until they reconnected later on, and they decided they actually liked each other. They became really good friends. So it worked. Richard Lewis had Parkinson's, and that he was going to retire. That was as of last April. And he did one episode of season 12 of Curb Your Enthusiasm to make an appearance. And he said he wasn't sure that he was going to do it, but he said, when I walked in and they applauded, I felt like $1 million. Larry doesn't like to hug, and he hugged me, and he told me how happy he was after we shot our scene. I was fortunate enough to meet Richard Lewis at our KMDY comedy station back in the day. There was a rumor that was floating around, an urban lore thing, that the song My Life by Billy Joel was about him, because he talks about a guy who moves from New York to L.A. and gives the stand-up routine. Richard Lewis had to contact Billy Joel and went, "This isn't really about me, is it?" To which Billy Joel said, "Nah, it's just a guy." But that's okay. We,
Yes.
as it can be about him if we want. Anyway, those are the people we lost this week, and
Yeah.
sad news indeed.
Jeff,
Boy.
what kind of speed round do you want to start with?
Well, first I want to say Larry David doesn't like to hug people. He just chokes Muppets.
No.
So,
Yeah, that's true. It's hard to feel sorry for a guy who chokes Muppets, but Richard Lewis actually was a really nice guy. He was in a television series with Jamie Lee Curtis for a while.
nice.
And yeah, apparently he was kind of quiet and kind of nice, and not anything like Larry David.
Yeah. Let's see. the thing I want to talk about is something I'm sure Gregor probably already knows about this, and Lisa, but is that several members of the original Mystery Science Theater are going to reunite again for a live Q&A session, um, and it follows the performance of a doing like their version, which is the Mads are back, um, and they do basically the same thing, except they're not silhouetted, so they're just like riffing on a movie, and that movie is going to be called "The Phantom from 10,000 Leagues." That Winters film.
I don't think I've ever even heard of it.
Yeah, probably like the 50s.
One would hope with a title like that.
Exactly. And it is going to be on March 12th, 2024. You can get tickets like whatever, they're like $10. They have actually reunited a few times before, but actually I had not known about this until after the fact that it was even happening. So I think you can actually see some of those old ones on like I think Amazon still has a couple that you can still watch. So you can watch some of the older ones where like a lot of the original members of the cast from Mr. Science Theater, would get together with the Riff Tracks guys and other guests like Weird Al Yankovic and such, come on and do riffing stuff. So this looks like fun.
Cool.
Awesome. I would like to talk about Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
And there's a lot to talk about.
There is. The tickets are apparently on sale now because Randy bought his tickets.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys better think about where you want to see it.
We've got somebody who's supposed to be looking into it, I think, for our local Ghostbusters group.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would have been nice to have known this like beforehand.
Yeah.
Because you would have bought them today?
Yeah, if we had planned where we were going to go, we could have got them today, and would have been great.
And Ghostbusters merchandise is available at AMC Theaters, which surprisingly, when you click on the link for AMC Theaters, it takes you into a waiting room.
Right.
Of course.
And then when I popped into the waiting room, it said, you have 1 minute to wait. And then about a minute later, it said, you have 2 minutes to wait. I'm like, I don't think that's how this is supposed to work.
Right. It kept growing.
But I got in after about 5 minutes.
I'm trying to get the pictures that you sent.
And the theater near me will be they're going to be selling the Slimer one.
Well,
which he'll show in a minute.
There are two different.
There are two different Slimer ones. There's one at Cinemark and there's one at AMC.
Yeah.
All right,
AMC has just a Slimer that you reach into its mouth to get your popcorn.
Yeah.
And Cinemark has one where Slimer is barfing popcorn into a red bucket that says Cinemark.
Yeah. So they've got an Ecto-1 cap, not too shabby.
That says certified driver of the Ecto-1.
Trucker style cap. Wrong way, I guess. Hello. There we go.
That is the wrong way.
Right, so this is the full Slimer one. This
is the one from AMC.
Teeth, and so you got to stick your hand in his mouth to get popcorn out of it. A little disturbing, but great for our next door neighbor who has a translucent Slimer that he likes to put up for Halloween.
And I think this one is $20, and the cap is $20.
Yeah, this
gotcha.
The one over at Cinemark is $40, I think.
No, I'm pretty sure it's 20. I'll go look.
Oh, okay. This is the Loungefly backpack, which is $100. It's pretty detailed. It's got all the straps and hoses and things and cool. As a Loungefly, of course, that means it's very small, so don't think you're going to be replacing your Proton Pack with this anytime soon.
The Slimer popcorn bucket is $20.
Oh, okay, thanks. This is the big one. This is the one that's going to be pretty cool. It's the Ghost Trap popcorn bucket. And so that purple sleeve you see with popcorn comes out. You can close the doors on the trap, and it basically looks like a prop. I think it's supposed to be actual 1-to-1 scale.
And it can be yours for $40.
$40, yeah.
Ah!
Well, if you get to the thing before they get sold out.
But if you want, a kind of reasonable sort of prop replica to knock around with, and this is a terrible picture because they tried to remove the background and they removed some parts of the image too. That's not it.
Gotcha.
So it's like kind of a pretty terrible picture. And one of the things that I noticed, I don't know, maybe this is how it is in the film and we haven't seen it yet, a little change they made to the prop or something, or maybe it's just people making this thing being inattentive, is that when the doors are closed, the stripes form a point in the middle of the doors instead of going all the way across them at a diagonal. And that's what the traps in the previous movies have looked like. And so they either changed it for this one or somebody goofed. It's like
who knows?
One way or another. Anyway, it's pretty cool stuff. There was an Ecto-1 popcorn thing for the last movie that basically I think you could take the roof off and you could put your popcorn bucket in it, but you were really just supposed to buy this collectible car, popcorn thing, which was was pretty cool. It was pretty well done. And this time they're going gangbusters with all of this stuff. And there will be more at other theaters. So I don't know what Regal is doing, and we didn't show the one from
Cinemark.
Cinemark.
The Cinemark stuff you can actually buy right now, apparently. So
well, you can buy the AMC stuff right now too. That's why I was in.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, when I was there, it said it wasn't for sale when I got in.
Oh, well, it didn't occur to me that it wouldn't be for sale once it made me wait in a waiting room.
But
the actual, if you're like there, yeah.
Here's
someone asked me to pick one of the barfing Slimers up for him. I'm like, well, if I go to the theater soon, sure.
The barfing Slimer?
The Cinemark one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is, I guess he does kind of look like he has a barf bag. That's the Cinemark one. And
yeah,
but yeah, you one way or another you got to reach into his mouth to get some popcorn.
Pretty cool.
And apparently more Ghostbusters films have been mapped out. Frozen Empire director reveals future sequels have already been mapped out.
Yep.
But I don't
Depends
think
on how well this one does. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sure. Like that could mean he wrote on the back of a napkin, here are some other ideas.
Yeah, he and Jason Reitman were like, they've worked on they've literally worked out what they want to go with it and where they're going to go. But if the movie doesn't play out, then that's where it ends, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Other Ghostbusters stuff that you can get at Cinemark, by the way, you can get a Slimer plushie, you can get a Stay Puffed, or maybe it's a mini puffed plushie. Not sure about that. And the cups, and there's a regular style cylindrical trash can shaped popcorn bucket with a picture of Slimer on it. So they've got a whole bunch of stuff too.
Cool.
Although this must be for a previous movie because there's one that shows the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Oh, it was 2 years ago, and he's got a big popcorn bowl in his lap. So
yeah.
It's really interesting how this is like these popcorn buckets have become a thing. The ones for Dune, for the new Dune movie, are really awkward looking. They're like the Sarlacc pit, basically, and you have to like stick your arm down a sandworm's throat to get your popcorn.
Yeah, it's kind of rude looking. Yeah.
It looks super rude, and the jokes are flying on the internet. Yeah. So
yeah.
It was kind of cool.
Ouch.
Sean, what do you want to talk about?
Well, I am. I mentioned this at the start of the show. I think I am not very thrilled with Tron Ares. They've started production. They've given us a first look at the Walt Disney Company site. The suits look fine. They're all lit up. They look, like the last movie that we got 14 years ago. But so Gillian Anderson has been signed to the cast, and I love her. I think she's terrific. And then completely balancing that out, Jared Leto is in it, and I think he's a terrible human being. For somebody that, just got rid of Kang the Conqueror because of, assault allegations and stuff, and all the fuss that they put Johnny Depp through, I would really think that they would take a hard look at Jared Leto and not allow him in this movie as a groomer and a guy who's hitting on underage girls all the time and who has this weird, island cult and all that kind of stuff. He's just a creepy, creepy dude. And I feel like it's going to come back to bite him in the ass. And I'm already seeing people that are online and they're like, want to see Tron? Don't want to see it with Jared Leto? Not going to go. And so there's a whole bunch of people who are already like, I'm not going to go see this movie. I'm not going to pay any money to see this movie. If it comes on streaming or something, maybe I'll watch it. But they don't want to give Jared Leto any money. And they don't want to give Disney any money for bringing Jared Leto into it. So it's going to be an interesting thing. The picture that they shared is sort of not worth sharing. If you saw the last movie, you've seen this. So I think the only difference is it looks like the disc on the back of the guy is like triangular instead of round, which I'm not sure I agree with either. So we'll see. There will be more stuff coming, but this is just me going on record saying how disappointed I am that they're making Jared Leto the linchpin of this movie. I think it's a bad choice, and I think as a person they shouldn't put so much stock in him because honestly, with all of the way they've treated some of the other people and the things they've had to do and rejuggling the MCU, because I can't remember the actor's name who played Kang, but him,
Majors,
Majors, with him getting going to court and assault charges and all this kind of stuff. I think this is just a thing waiting to happen. I think this is like gonna blow up in Disney's face eventually. Could be a few years. We'll see.
Yeah.
And maybe that's good enough for them. Maybe they're like, we'll make the money now, and he'll be a creep later.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yes, but I'm not happy because I really want to see the next Tron movie, and I didn't like him in Blade Runner, and I didn't go see Morbius, and he was a terrible Joker. And
it's Morbin time.
Yes, no, it's just not cool.
God.
So anyway, that's that.
Yeah.
Jeff, what do you want to talk about?
So because of a video that was shared by a Twitter user named Godzilla Mendoza, no idea why, and it was a video that I'm going to read it here. It says delved into the film's tumultuous history. This is about the Fantastic Four movie that came out in 1994 that didn't come out, so to speak. But one of the actors, Joseph Culp, who played Doctor Doom in the film, he loved it. He says the time has come for that they actually release this as a film. Actually finally releases this. He says, this is awesome. Thank you so much for making this wonderful expose on the first Fantastic Four. The views are spot on, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, he's like, the truth must be told and the film released. Here's the future, my friend. And I like, that would be nice if they released it, but I don't know if it exists to release it other than on video that people have been spreading a video all over the place of it. I don't think a film in the can copy really exists. I think Aviad Red really did destroy it, but who knows?
I wanted to say that the Olympics are coming up in July. They're July through August of this year. They're going to be in Paris, the Summer Olympics, and their medals look really cool and have pieces of the Eiffel Tower in them.
Nice.
Yeah, they have the for the Olympic and Paralympic Games in Paris 2024, the thing I was just reading went away.
Yeah, that's what it does. Got to show you them ads.
But it's not ads. It just downloaded like more information, but took away. It's designed by a jewelry house because Paris is fancy. And the medal is shaped into a hexagon, which is the geometrical shape of France.
Is it?
And these medals just don't look like any Olympic medals I've ever seen before. They look really cool.
Well, if I can get this up here, hang on. I will share this.
Oh, here's what I was trying to read. For the Olympic and Paralympic Games in Paris 2024, the medal ribbons will be adorned with the Eiffel Tower lattice work. The Olympic medal ribbons will be dark blue, while those of the Paralympic medals will be deep red, a mix of the first two coats of paint, Venice red and red brown, used on the Eiffel Tower. So, doesn't that look cool?
It's pretty neat. What I heard about this is that they have saved the metal as they've replaced older metal as it gets damaged and they need to put new stuff in there. They have saved this metal, and it is the original metal from the original construction of the Eiffel Tower. So
neat.
It goes back to all of that. But yeah, it's
the
really
1890s.
really neat looking metal, and yeah, it is pretty different.
It's, you know what? That's not the only image though. There's an image for that one right there, and then there's one more that's the Paralympic medal. These must be like the other side or something.
I love this one.
That's the underside.
That's the Paralympic medal, and I took that picture. That's the picture you get if you stand right under the Eiffel Tower and shoot straight up.
Yeah.
Which is pretty neat.
Is that Braille?
It is
on the Paralympic medal.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it looks like Braille.
Yeah.
I can't read Braille, so I don't know what it says. Paris and 2024.
Yeah.
No?
Nice.
To enable athletes with visual impairments to feel the difference between the medals, dashes are engraved on the edge, 1 for gold, 2 for silver, 3 for bronze.
Cool.
That is really super sweet.
Yeah, I like it. They put
I'm
some
interested in watching
good...
the Olympics now for the first time ever because these medals are so cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. Sean, what do you want to talk about?
I'm going to combine two things here. Little bit of fast food news that one is pretty cool. One of them is
pretty uncool.
Kind of uncool. The cool thing is that if you are a fan of anime or manga, you will know that there's a little bit of an in-joke that they put in there where restaurants that they use are McDonald's that are simply inverted. So it's called WcDonalds. And so I have some of the hot chili sauce from that, which is this. And if you're looking at it and going, why is the McDonald's logo upside down? It isn't. It is exactly what it's supposed to be. It is WcDonalds. They've simply turned the golden arches upside down. And it's actually kind of really, really funny that they're doing this. And so they're completely embracing it. There's manga on their bags. They're releasing a video every week that you can scan a QR code and go to the video channel and look at these videos that are anime that feature it there. And they've got some special menu item things like I just showed you. And then there's an actual pop-up location apparently that they're doing. And so this only lasts through March 18th. So it's pretty quick, but all of their bags have, cool anime art, and they've reimagined all of the packaging and all of the brain melted. Just like this sort of whole dining experience to give you something just a little off, just a little weird. I liked the sauce. I had it with chicken McNuggets. I thought it was pretty good. And of course, you can get the Shamrock Shake right now too. I'm not sure that the mint goes with the hot chili, but whatever, you do what you do. And then the other thing that really freaked people out over the past couple days is Wendy posted a thing, Wendy's restaurant, that they were going to start experimenting with surge pricing.
They didn't post it. It was in a like stockholders.
Oh, like a shareholder call?
Shareholder call or something like that.
Oh, because I thought I saw something that was a Facebook post. But
Maybe
I
I'm
mean,
wrong.
it was definitely in connection with their earnings and stuff.
It was stated on an early earnings call.
Okay, so they're gonna do like digital menu boards and stuff like that, and they thought while they were at it, since they then have the ability to change things at will on the menu, they would then change featured items and stuff. Now they have, because people started going nuts about this surge pricing, they have walked this back. And what they say is this was misconstrued in some media reports as an intent to raise prices when demand is highest at our restaurants. We have no plans to do that. We would not raise prices when our customers are visiting us most. Everybody went, boy, what a BS thing to do. So even if they were legitimately thinking about it, it went over like a lead balloon. If they were not legitimately thinking about it, we'll see how they recover from it. But regardless, for the past 2 days, everyone's been talking about Wendy's. And
apparently Burger King has already responded by offering a free Whopper deal.
I saw that. There, and so
awesome.
Yeah, and hey, I'm down for Burger King. I like Burger King.
So, and Coca-Cola tried this a while back too. They were into the Coke. They were going to have Coke machines that, as it got hotter during the day, the Coke machine prices for sodas would go up, and that failed miserably in the before the launching pad.
You just can't do that. You just can't do that. I mean, if you want to have a normal price and you want to lower it after midnight or something, like Jack in the Box did that kind of thing, because Jack in the Box went hardcore after the stoner crowd. And they're like, hey, after midnight, we got your stoner deals, which worked like wonders for them because they were open 24 hours and it was all great. You can lower your prices. You can't raise them for different periods of time during the day. It's a dick move. Just cannot do that.
Yeah.
And so I like Wendy's. I don't go there very often, but I like them. And I especially like their social media people who are on it.
Yeah.
And as a brand, Wendy's is pretty high on my list of brands that I like. And to have them pull this, I feel like it's going to take a tumble for a lot of people until it gets sorted out and people forget about it or whatever happens. But I feel like if this was a number 5 brand for you, it's like a number 12 brand for you now, because you're like, stupid Wendy's.
Further.
Yeah. And if that's what you think of when you think of Wendy's, is like, man, I heard they're going to raise their prices when it was busy. That's not a win for them. So,
yep. Jeff?
This is actually a tack on to what I talked about earlier about with the Joseph Culp from the Fantastic Four movie from '94, wanting to try to bring that back, and that it's basically, I guess they're saying that what's happening now is for the new Fantastic Four movie, the thing will be motion capture, not a suit.
That's really just like no surprise at all.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you even do a suit in this day and age? I can't imagine.
Yeah. And if you happen to see the photos or the actual '94 film, it's on YouTube. Look at how the Thing looks in that. It's amazing. That's like the best thing out of the movie is that suit of the Thing.
I can't believe they actually pulled it off. But in this day and age,
so good.
mocap is the way to go.
Yeah.
I'm pro mocap.
Right. Not just because Colleen works in that industry. It's the best way to pull it off.
Let's see. Sean, do you have one more quick one before we shut it down?
I do. I promised to talk about EA, who just cut 600 jobs, which is like 5% of their workforce. The major casualty of this was an as yet unnamed Star Wars first-person shooter that they have been working on for a couple of years already. They just decided to completely throw it out and focus on things that they know are like hardcore, easy money makers. And they do have quite a few of them. I think it's a sad move. I think that a first-person shooter in Star Wars, it's a good time for it. And they've already spent so much time and energy and money doing it. And like every company's laying people off. Sony's laying people off, Activision, Blizzard, all these people are laying people off. And it's a backlash from both the Hollywood industry strikes that happened and from especially COVID, where people started gaming like crazy during COVID. And then all the game companies went, more games. And so they like hired all these people and started making new projects and working. And now that things have calmed down and people are spending money on things less and inflation is high and, you know, people are entertaining themselves with stuff they've already got and not buying new stuff. Now the companies are freaking out. And I think that was the case in this. EA's taken a huge backlash. A lot of people don't like them having much Star Wars anyway. So this didn't go very well to making them very popular with people. And, you know, it's 5% of their workforce. Doesn't sound like much, but 600 people is a lot. Yeah. So, you know, it depends how you look at that. So we'll see how this all really shakes out after a while. It could get really complicated, but right now EA is not making any friends, and a lot of people really wanted this game. So we'll see where that takes us.
For shame.
All right. Well, you want to shut us down then, Sean?
I will indeed. Before we say goodbye completely, I did want to mention like one last story that I had teased earlier in our blurb. Longtime actor Sam Waterston has been involved with Law and Order for a really, really long time. 400 episodes, to be exact.
Man.
And he is finally stepping back from the show. He of course has gone on to be like a DA or something. And he's advanced through the ranks during the show, and he's not been on the show for a lot in recent years. But just to leave that behind as a legacy is incredible. Sam Waterston was the voice of trust for a lot of people. He did a lot of ads and things, and people would just, you know, he was perceived as trustworthy and likable. And, you know, I don't know anybody who doesn't like Sam Waterston. But, you know, at some point, you got to hang it up. And he has decided that after 19 seasons, now is the time. So we wish him well. And
I think he's a slacker.
Right? It's like, we thank him for his service. He was absolutely terrific. Yeah. To all of you guys who listen to this show, thank you so much over on sci-fi.radio. We really appreciate you guys. And don't forget, we've got stuff here 24/7 to listen to. I'll be on the air tomorrow by recording, but I'll be back again on Monday, and we'll do live shows during the week at 9 a.m. We've got Gary DeBaum tomorrow night at 7 p.m. He's got a good show to kick you into the weekend. Lots of stuff all over the place, not just this one. We also have YouTube and Facebook and Twitch. If you're watching us on any of those things, thank you for spending a couple of hours with us. We're very grateful for that. And in the meantime, have a good week, be good people, and we hope that you continue to be awesome. And thanks to Kit for all of the neat stuff that she's been doing for us this past week.
I'm Colleen Kaylee Crosby.
Thank you for subscribing there, Liz. This is Jeff Donoho.
Hey, woo. And I'm Sean Obi-Shawn Crosby. As always,
may
the Force be with you. All right. Credits for the people over on video. We'll see you guys later.